I'm reading from St. Luke's Gospel, chapter 20, from verse 27. Some Sadducees, those who say there is no resurrection, came to Jesus and asked him a question. "Teacher, Moses wrote for us that if a man's brother dies, leaving a wife but no children, the man shall marry the widow and raise up children for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first married and died childless. Then the second and the third married her, and so in the same way all 7 died childless. Finally the woman also died. In the resurrection, therefore, whose wife will the woman be? For the 7 had married her." Jesus said to them, "Those who belong to this age marry and are given in marriage. But those who are considered worthy of a place in that age and in the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. Indeed, they cannot die anymore, because they are like angels and are children of God, being children of the resurrection. And the fact that the dead are raised, Moses himself showed in the story about the bush, where he speaks of the Lord as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Now he is God not of the dead, but of the living, for to him all of them are alive."
Well, Frank, this is rather an intriguing story. I must say I really admire this woman. She must have been some woman to have got through 7 husbands.
She was certainly tough.
Yeah. So what on earth is it all about? I mean,
Well,
it's a very strange story, isn't it?
it is a strange story, and it's actually part of a collection of strange stories, because if you read the whole chapter, you'll see that there are 3 distinct groups of people who come with their own set ideas and ask Jesus a question, which each of them is actually a trick question.
Right.
They're trying to show that they are cleverer than he is and that they've got the answers.
Yeah.
And
So this group's the Sadducees.
These are the Sadducees, the religious conservatives of the day.
Right, and the aristocrats.
The aristocrats, people based in Jerusalem.
So they've got a lot of power.
A lot of power.
Yeah.
But as so often with people with power, actually very conservative.
Yeah, and they don't believe in the resurrection of the dead. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they've already got this. They've decided this, and now they put this to Jesus, and it's
exactly.
quite one of these sort of traps of
it's a nonsense question because they don't believe it anyway.
Right. Okay.
They're trying to show him up.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, there is an absurdity about it because 7 brothers marrying the same. Girl, it's a bit tough.
But I mean, it's sort of interesting though, because people do have, we do funerals and we talk with people, and you see notices in the paper. I mean, people they do have an interest about what happens after death, and
we certainly do.
Yeah.
We do. And we talk about it quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think I'm intrigued by Jesus' response, actually going back into the Old Testament to the burning bush, and Moses' response. Or rather God's response to Moses, "I am the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob." These are men who've long dead, and yet he's still their God.
And they're alive to God.
They are alive to God.
Because God is alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's the key,
yes.
that God actually functions in a different way to what we do.
Yeah.
And we are limited in our space and time and understanding.
And so often we sort of focus on the human questions, or what we understand from about human relationships.
Yeah.
And yet here there's something about this whole bigger picture of their relationship to God. Yeah.
And a lot of what we do in formal religion is actually about catching our attention, whether it's through the Bible, through words, prayers, a candle, or icons. Capture our attention, but then take us further.
Take us further.
And if they don't go further, we're left actually with an idol.
Yes, and something that really takes us nowhere. Well, we've got an
we've got
icon.
A wonderful. Yes,
we've got a picture. Tell us a bit about this. This icon which we brought back with us from Greece.
Well, we took a pilgrimage to Greece earlier this year, and this was an icon we found in a little town near Meteora, and it's an icon of St. Paul. We brought it back to put into this cathedral of St. Paul, and the idea of an icon is to attract one's attention, and as I said, it pulls us, it draws us into it, but then sends us on to beyond beyond the picture itself, into the presence of God.
And I know when you talk about someone writing an icon, so it's almost like you're writing a prayer or writing something. And I'm just thinking, here with Paul, you've got images, he's holding a church, and I suppose that's making us look beyond that into thinking of all we know about Paul's love and care for the church.
For the church, yes. And somebody said to me that he's got a bald head up here because of all the weight and the weight of the church. The weight of the church
and his worries. Okay, he's torn his hair out over.
But here's a good example of Paul, who one of the living saints, just as God is the God of Paul, as in the same way as he was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of each one of us.
Right.
And the mystery of what is beyond death.
Yes.
We don't know whether we will marry or not, and that's part of our faith.
Yes.
That we hold on to God and our belief and hope, despite it all.
Yes. So, with Paul and all the saints and living, we go on in faith.
Indeed.